It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield-Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Okay, now it's Friday. It felt like
Finally.
Friday yesterday, and we have finally made it to actual Friday, which is nice because that means tomorrow's Saturday, and the next day is Sunday. So let's begin. That's your lesson for today. We'll begin with
Right, there we go.
Yeah.
Days of the week. For the second time this week, in fact, bullets were shot into a house in our area. The most recent was overnight yesterday when shots were fired into a house on North Fremont in Springfield. Fortunately, no one was hit in that shooting. Just 2 days prior, you'll remember we told you a juvenile was hit when someone shot into a house just outside Republic. That person was treated at the scene and is going to be okay. The shooters have not been arrested.
Yeah, that's disconcerting to be sure. Shots being fired into houses. And we have no idea at this point if it's the same people doing it, different people, different circumstances. I don't know. We'll wait to see what police find out. And then there's another shooting. A man from Sunrise Beach was arrested, accused of shooting at fishermen out on the lake. Two fishermen told police the man shouted at them from shore. He was on shore. They were in a boat, threatened to shoot them out on Lake of the Ozarks. The men then called 911 to tell police about it. They hid inside the boat as shots were fired. They weren't hit, fortunately. Police got to the man and found out that he had been drinking. So perhaps that played into it. Then a convicted murderer is back in jail, caught in Harrison, Arkansas. The man was wanted for kidnapping in Colorado, but he was found at a house in Harrison, a long way from Colorado. He tried to run from police from that house, but was arrested. He was on parole for a murder conviction.
Wow.
And that, I think that wraps up our a bigger crime section than normal on this Friday.
That is a bigger crime section. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. A Missouri lawmaker wants to limit the amount of taxpayer dollars that can go to a public school superintendent in the state. The Republican from Chesterfield, which is just outside St. Louis, wants to put a cap on what a superintendent can make 5.5 times the minimum teacher pay in that district. So, for example, the state's minimum teacher salary is around $40,000. That means a superintendent in the district would be paid no more than $220,000 per year. Now, Springfield Public School Superintendent Granita Lathan's salary comes in at more than $330,000 per year. She is in charge of the largest school district in the state.
All right. If you've ever wanted to visit a landfill, now's your chance. Is that on your list of things to do?
Actually, I think it would be amazing. I got to be honest. It's fascinating to me how it all works. I mean, it would stink to high heaven, but because you can even smell it as you drive by. But I think it would be a really cool field trip.
I think it would be. There'd be a lot there that you didn't know that went into it and was part of it, but it's part of our lives. I mean, we go through a lot of trash every day. Okay, so here's how you do that. You can sign up to take a public tour of the Springfield Noble Hill Sanitary Landfill next month, 18th of September. A charter bus will take a small group. It's only 32 pre-registered people. We take more than that to Israel. A charter bus will take 32 pre-registered people to see it for themselves. You have to register at springfieldmo.gov/landfill tours. springfieldmo.gov/landfill tours. You can pre-register. I would, if you're seriously interested, I would suggest doing that like right now, because this has been out for about a day. Right now, at least 1,200 tons of trash are dumped there in that landfill every single day.
Yes. And if you don't make it on that tour, come to Israel with us. It will be the trip of a lifetime, much more memorable, Lord willing, in October of 25.
Yeah.
So you also have a year to get on that.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, seriously, though, if you're interested, message me on Facebook.
It will change your life in a way that a trip to the landfill will not.
This is
safe to say.
This is safe to say. Okay, Greene County employers are doing something right. Wages in Greene County landed at number 16 in the entire country when it comes to percentage increase and wage growth during the first quarter of
All right.
2024.
That's good.
Wages were up 6.8%. That's amazing. That put Greene County at number 1 in the state.
That's great.
It is great. I mean, something is happening, it's neat to see. And
Number 1.
we're number 1. Are you singing the song? All right. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Also, this is cool too. The Springfield area has 5 companies that landed on Newsweek magazine's list of best places to work. Probably Newsweek website, not magazine anymore. I think it's still print, but not book. Congratulations. You still see the magazine?
I think so. I feel like I've actually recently seen it for some reason.
I think it is still a magazine, not the circulation that it once was, but it's probably all online. At any rate, congratulations to Cox Health, Hamra Enterprises, Jack Henry and Associates, Leggett and Platt, and Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. The list of 1,500 U.S. companies considered benefits, company culture, training and career progression, as well as work-life balance when they rated these companies. So we got 5 on the list. It's great.
Congratulations, seriously, to all of those. Yeah, very good.
Cool.
Okay, we've been in the low to mid 80s for temperatures for most of this week, even a little chilly in the mornings, I might add. Now, granted, I'm out super early, but I was cold. I was considering wearing a jacket. In fact, was it yesterday morning or maybe it was the day before? I rode my bicycle and I had to wear a long sleeve jersey.
Yeah. Well, I told you I wore a jacket to soccer practice the other night. Yeah. Did I tell you that?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, summer's not over. It is coming back this upcoming week. Watch out. Mid 90-degree temperatures will be here. Now, this is interesting. When it comes to winter, do you believe the Farmer's Almanac? Yes or no? Those are your only 2 options.
I wish I did, but I don't think I really do.
Okay. No, I didn't like the hesitation. I didn't understand the hesitation.
Well,
the answer is
no. It's not a part of my
don't.
daily life. I don't have it on the tip of my tongue.
Well, here's the thing. I have looked at it enough times and it's been wrong. So I lost faith in it several years ago.
Right.
Anyway, but if you do, for those of you who do still believe the Farmer's Almanac, you need to know this. They are predicting a very wet and colder than normal winter with a lot of snow and rain in the Ozarks.
Yikes.
The almanac, though, as we mentioned, is not always correct. It did predict an especially cold winter last year, and we actually ended up with one of the 5 warmest winters on record.
Yeah.
So there you go. We don't know. Abby Dyer, her forecast is accurate. She also has a proven track record headed in the right direction. So check out Abby Dyer's Wake Up Weather right after this podcast on any podcast platform.
Well, the good news about Abby is that she only goes like 5 to 7 days out. So it's less of a guess than the Farmer's Almanac when you're predicting a winter.
True, but she'll do a winter prediction of sorts. Yeah, outlook. It's not really, which is different actually than a prediction. So there you go.
But it's also done a lot closer to winter than whenever this Farmer's Almanac was written.
Correct. Yeah.
So they're saying that. Just when you thought Travis Kelce couldn't be a bigger star of screen and stage, he is going. We find out he's going to be in another movie. Adam Sandler just told Jimmy Fallon this week on The Tonight Show that Kelce will be in Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, yes.
I just watched with Griffin a few weeks ago. You guys were gone, and we watched the first Happy Gilmore.
If my friend Liz is watching, she does not live in the Ozarks, but I'm telling you, she can quote every line. She will be happy to know this information, and I'm excited to relay it.
Okay. Kelce should be in that. We told you yesterday he's already starring in a horror series on FX, hosting a new game show called Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity? And will be in a new movie called Loose Cannons. That, I should tell you, is in addition to the stuff he does for the Kansas City Chiefs on Sundays. So he
good old Happy Gilmore. I mean, I don't know. Adam Sandler is funny. And I've seen Travis Kelce. I guess I can't make a call on that. He doesn't seem funny to me in my I mean, I saw him when he was on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
I don't
Right.
like Adam is just funny. Like he's just funny, I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I think Kelsey, just like how he ended up with Taylor Swift, he
Yeah.
talked about it on his podcast a couple of months back in May. I think he found out that they're doing a Happy Gilmore 2, and he was like, "Oh, I'd love to be in that. That'd be so great." And now he's in it. So whatever we say on the podcast should come true.
Okay. I
'Cause
know. It would be
it does for
so
Kelsey.
cool to be in the Olympics. We'll see.
Well, they
what
were
happens.
just over, so now
Yeah.
you have to wait.
There's another one. There's always another one.
4 years to find out
can
if
wait.
that comes true. If you love 80s music, this week in Branson is for you. And I love 80s music. It's the best decade of music, I think, hands down. Maybe hands down isn't right, but Retromania Live in concert at the Mansion Theater. Already this week, listen to these big names. Tiffany, Lou Gramm from Foreigner, Night Ranger. They've already performed this week already. Tonight, it's Quiet Riot, Vince Neil from Motley Crue, and local 80s cover band Members Only taking the stage. Then, tomorrow night is the last night of Retromania Live. Comedian Pauly Shore, who, not a fan. Starship, who I've seen in concert in Las Vegas. Bobby Brown, never seen him, but Bobby Brown's got a lot of good songs. And then KC and the Sunshine Band, who I also saw in concert in Las Vegas years ago. Tickets remain for both nights. Just look yourself up, Retromania Live in Branson, and be part of the fun. Did I ever tell you about Tiffany?
No.
When I was in high school, back in it's the Illinois side of St. Louis, Collinsville High School, there was a where's she going? She left in the middle of my story. I think my wife just left in the middle of my story. At any rate, I'll tell you, good folks of the Ozarks, because Sarah has left her seat. There was a contest that a local radio station at the time, KHTR, was having to, if you win the contest, you get to have Tiffany put on a concert at your high school gymnasium, because she was doing the mall tours with like Debbie Gibson back then. And I swear that somehow like the entire school administration was on board with us completely wasting our time during the school day and writing on note cards, because you had those note cards. You had to write on there. What did we write? CHS, Collinsville High School, Tiffany, KHTR, and the high school with the most note cards filled out won a Tiffany concert at their gym. Our high school won a Tiffany concert at our gym. So Tiffany came to our school. She sang, I Think We're Alone Now. What's that slow one? She sang a slow one. And it was very, very cool. But I Think We're Alone Now was her big song at the time. And look who's back. Sarah's back now that I finished my story.
You just need to know that I'm alive. You just need to know that I'm alive. Now that I finished
my story, Sarah is back. I stalled until you got back. But Tiffany came to our high school, performed, and that's why I don't know much from my junior year.
Yeah.
Because we were filling out note cards for KHTR radio station.
Yeah.
But we won. We won a free Tiffany concert. And there you go. Have a good weekend.
Happy Friday. Yes. Okay. Have a good one.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It is August 23rd. And once again, in the Ozarks, we are waking up with comfortable temperatures. Numbers in the upper 50s and low 60s as of 5 a.m., but things are changing for us in the forecast today. Today, the first day of a warm-up on deck for us that not only will affect us this afternoon, but we're going to enter more of a summer-like pattern here as we get closer to the weekend. And I also have some summer-like temperatures on deck for us next week as well. So heat and humidity, they climb for the weekend. That is going to be a big headline in our forecast. Not much in the way of precipitation in this forecast, aside from a few sprinkles, maybe late tonight into tomorrow morning. I'll get to that more in just a second. Today, the big story is that the heat turns up a notch. Upper 80s, low 90s for forecasted high temperatures on this Friday afternoon. You can expect sunshine in your forecast. Grab the sunglasses as you head out the door. We have a south wind in the forecast today. Nothing too strong, 5 to 10 miles an hour, but those southerly winds are going to bring up some humidity into the area. We'll see dew points on the rise and a small chance for a little spot shower late tonight into Saturday morning, primarily for central Missouri. Otherwise, it's dry, hot, and humid in the Ozarks for this weekend. It's looking like a summertime weekend in the Ozarks. Heat index values will likely get back into the triple digits. It's possible, but as early as tomorrow. I think it's more likely by the time we get to Sunday. Southwestern counties are going to be the warmest. So places southwest of Springfield, all the way back into northwest Arkansas, that's where the heat will be the worst. Mid-90s in the forecast for both Saturday and Sunday, and heat index values hanging out in the low triple digits. We'll call it soupy in the forecast for the weekend. It is going to be a rather summertime pattern for us, and temperatures will likely be in the mid-90s each day. There's this small chance, I'm talking 10 to 20% chance for some small showers tomorrow. I already mentioned that chance for central Missouri up in our northern counties for Saturday morning. Eastern counties may see a little spot shower on Sunday. I don't think this is anything that you need to alter your plans for. Even if you're outside, light little rain shower, it won't last all day, but there may be some cloud cover in the forecast both Saturday and Sunday, and low temperatures will be warmer too. This morning, we've still got some 50s out, but overnight tonight will fall back only to the upper 60s and low 70s, and it's those warm overnight temperatures that set us up for the hot afternoons that we have on deck for the rest of the weekend. Around the country, what's making headlines? Well, it's record heat, and those heat headlines for the Southern Plains, again, making an impact in the far southern portion of the country. While that's going on, though, record cold is set to move into California both today and tomorrow. Chilly conditions expected for the folks out on the West Coast. And then I am watching this potential tropical development, the threat that's looming for Hawaii over the weekend. Anyone visiting might get some unusually stormy weather, but it shouldn't last too long. That is the good news. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. The question that I left you with yesterday, some lightning trivia for you. What animal is said to be more than 30 times more likely to be struck by lightning than humans? And the options were A, horse, B, cow, C, alligator, or D, giraffe. It seems like we often hear about cattle in these lightning disasters, but they're actually themselves not more likely to be struck than humans. It is D, the giraffe. And the reason is because of their height. They are so tall. And it's the same reason we often hear about cows being struck, like the whole herd going down, because they oftentimes seek shelter near a tree, which is very tall. So the tree is struck, that electricity is then transferred to anything around it. And you do often hear about cattle deaths from that. But the giraffe itself, just simply because of its height, is 30 times more likely to be killed by lightning than humans. Of course, when seeking shelter, this is a good thing to remember. Don't seek shelter under, trees, tall items. Those are more likely to get struck by lightning. And one study was cited, looking at giraffes and lightning deaths. And it's actually shown that giraffes may have adapted to this, and they actually seek shelter in shrubbery now, which may help them not get struck so easily. Laying down can also help. So if you're out in an open field and there's one single tree, don't get under it if there's a thunderstorm nearby, because that tree is likely what will get hit. But congrats. If D was your guess, that is the correct answer. Here's the question that I'll leave you with for Monday morning. What did Alfred Hitchcock fear? He made a lot of scary movies. What do you think scared the man himself? Do you think it was A, birds, B, heights, C, eggs, or D, clowns? Let me know your guess. If you get a correct answer, you'll be entered to win a $20 gift card to Scooter's Coffee. That's what we give away every single day here at Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Scooters, and to Rescue Towing for sponsoring Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. And thank you for listening. I hope you have a fantastic Friday, and I hope you have some fun weekend plans. Enjoy. It will be summer-like in the Ozarks, so if the pools are still open, you can plan to head there. I'll chat with you again next week.